Let's get going, man. We got a lot to cover with the NWA today. I did want to mention Hurricane Harvey update and just every catastrophe update, I should say. Donations, patron memberships, Pro Wrestling Tees purchases, T Public store purchases, all that good stuff. Amazon.com or tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. I'm going to be making a donation, so just keep that coming, and I'd appreciate it. And I think that's about it. We're gonna get into the NWA show, man, because we got a good bit to cover. We were back to a 1.5 hour format. Did y'all catch that this week?
Yes.
Boy, I sure did.
No Braves, I guess.
No Braves this Saturday on Saturday night. It was back to the 1 hour format. So we're covering May the 24th of 1986. And we're sponsored by the Wrestling Palace. I want to thank them. Just search the Wrestling Palace on Facebook. Check them out. If there's anything you want wrestling memorabilia-wise, contact Arturo on there, and he will hook you up. Now, we got the opening of the show. It's another super-duper hot crowd witnessing the Road Warriors and Dusty defeating the Russians and Baron von Raschke for the six-man titles. We've talked about these six-man titles because we just don't remember it lingering around for this long, but yes, it did. Crowd was hot, and Shivani and Crockett also mentioned it at the top of the show. So, new six-man champs. Doc, you got anything from that opening?
Looked like a ton of shenanigans to get there.
Yeah, it did. Harper, what about you? Anything?
Hot fucking crowd.
Very hot crowd. You were modulated, so I don't know how it came through. But yes, a very, very, very hot crowd, man. That was insane how hot they were, man.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to the first promo of the show. It is Ric Flair, man. We're starting off early with Ric. Here it is.
We've got all the best wrestlers in the world, and we talk about the change in the World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. We look at this right here. This is the championship belt of the World Heavyweight Champion, Ric Flair. He's standing right there.
What you better do is put that camera on GQ magazine, because this, ladies and gentlemen, before I start talking about professional wrestling, is what's going on in the world of fashion. For any of you young gentlemen in the audience out there interested, you can pick one of these up for about $1,500 at Michael's of Kansas City. Now, let's get back to the championship scene. Unfortunate as it may be, the Russians are no longer the World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. And the awesome Road Warriors, we're talking about Animal and Hawk and the great American Dream Dusty Rhodes, are now the World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. But, and don't let me take anything away from them, because to represent the National Wrestling Alliance and be called the world champion in any capacity is a tremendous feat. But I still happen to be, and to the dismay of a lot of you out there, the world's single heavyweight wrestling champion, making $1 million a year, passing through life in jet airplanes, limousines, fine clothes, and any woman in the world I want, just like that. You know why? Because, I'm the world champion. And little Ricky Morton, as cute as he might be, with his throngs of little teeny boppers in their training underwear, really isn't getting it done. And Dusty Rhodes, a great tag team wrestler, but Big Dust, you can't beat me. Magnum, you and your motorcycle jacket and your skinny little arms, you can't beat me. Ric Flair, believe it or not, can't be beat. Now, Road Warrior Hawk, with that massive body like a Greek god and the brains of Jethro Bodine. The next time I see you, Hawk, it's going to be Philadelphia. And I'm going to slap you in the face, and I'm going to take that respirator off your back that enabled you to breathe for 30 minutes of what I'm going to hand out, Big Daddy, and that's World Championship form. Woo! Woo! Like it or not, I'm styling and profiling, and I'm the best there is.
The heavyweight champion of the world, Nature Boy Ric Flair. We also have a great American. Doc, you want to tell people what was going on there besides the actual promo that he's cutting the whole time he's talking while Harper's over there getting a blowjob from his old lady?
What?
I think Rick decided that this show needed juice. I think he bladed his mouth. I was wondering, is he carrying a blade in his mouth, or did he blade, or
His lip was bleeding?
You didn't see it? He licked
Guess
it
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, he licked it in like
he did that one time later on, like in late Nitro. He gave some big like when he was fighting with Bischoff, and he was bleeding like a son of a bitch from his mouth. I think his mouth gets dry, and like he bites his tongue or the inside of his mouth or some shit. But
that was his lip right there. You can clearly see it was coming from like his bottom lip. He's bleeding though. He kept licking it and he kept wiping it, and it just busted his lip.
Red means
dude.
green, pal.
I guess. I think Rick is still nuts calling out Hawk right here. Harper, did you have any thoughts from the promo?
I want to go to Michael's to get one of those suits. You think that place is still there in Kansas City?
All you're going to do is cut the sleeves off of it. Who cares?
So here's the deal with the suits. I don't know if Michael's is still there. I've heard them talk about it before, though. $1,500 in May of 1986. Doc, how much do you think that is in September of 2017?
What, 3,200?
Yeah, about 32. I was about to say that.
All right, $3,381.80 in 2017, September, this month we're in.
Here's a better question. What's the most that Mild Mike Mills would pay for a suit in 2017?
$150, $200 at the most.
You cheap motherfucker. I literally have $1,000 suit in the fucking closet. You will never catch me. You weren't too chick. Fuck that, you Soul Train fashions, motherfucker.
Soul Train. I ain't gonna lie. Harper, I don't know if you got the mic too close to your mouth, but you're like very, very loud. But I just wanted to say, would it surprise you if I've ever told you I wore a Soul Train fashion suit?
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah. You want to tell people what Soul Train Fashions is in New Orleans, you asshole?
It's a place that sells really cheap suits.
Cheap?
Like, yeah. Soul Train Fashion. Yeah, very stylish, cheap suits for when you go on Judge Mathis.
It is a very urban supply store. I will tell you
from there. My hard body Harper shoes.
I bet you did. A friend of mine used to he used to work for a reputable suit store, and one time we were talking about it, and I was like, dude, I was like, I used to shop there. He goes, man, all they sell is pimp shit in there. Fucking bright red suits, bright fucking fluorescent green. I can't lie, man. I done bought a suit out of there. But back to Ric Flair. So yeah, a suit at that time would cost $33.81 in today's dollars, and I thought Rick was good here. Doc, any other thoughts on this promo?
No, that's good.
Yeah. So we go to the next match. It is Steve Regal. No, not Lord Steve Regal, but Steve Regal versus George South. And again, it's not Steve Regal from the 90s in WCW, and not who we know as William Regal now, who is with WWE and NXT. J.J. Dillon is out there scouting Regal in his own commentary. Quick 5-minute match. Regal wins with a simple elbow drop. Doc, anything from this match?
I thought it was a good idea to bring JJ out to help him out in his debut and give him a little bit of, make him seem more important than he probably deserved.
I think you're right. Harper, you.
Yeah, that guy didn't really impress me too much.
Well, you want to know an impressive fact about that man?
What's that?
That man he and Jimmy Garvin, 8 months prior to that match, won the AWA Tag Team Championship belts from the Road Warriors.
Damn.
No.
Wow.
September 29th of 1985.
That's crazy.
Right. The historians out there will be like, yeah, you should know that off. Wow.
Well, JJ did mention Garvin.
And you know who they lost them to?
Tell us.
Scott Hall and Kurt Hennig.
Wow. Well, that doesn't surprise me, but the fact that they won it. But that lines up because, not that I had doubted it, but, we know now, we talked about it a while back when Jimmy first came in that he went to AWA after World Class.
Right.
He was there for a little while, even though we didn't realize it because we didn't get AWA.
Yeah.
Damn, they beat the Warriors.
That's crazy.
I wasn't aware that Hawk and Animal have been smartened up in how to take a 3 count by that 1985.
Yeah, buddy.
What do you mean we gotta lay down?
Well, take a pin. Okay. Anything else, Doc?
I'm not familiar.
Anything else, Doc?
No, I just thought you'd be interested to know that's a former world tag team champion, sir.
They must have taken the belts from them when the Warriors came to the NWA. That's
and it had to be a fuck finish.
Something. Jesus Lord, yeah. All right, Harper. Anything from you on that match? Anything else?
No.
All right, let's go now into what Magnum TA's got to say because he's got a promo right here. And for the record, you can't see it, but the belt sander scored another victory on Magnum.
God.
Jesus Christ! That's my one note. That's my one note is here. What's up with his fucking forehead?
Let's listen to the promo and we'll talk about it.
Wrestling fans, this is the United States Heavyweight Champion Magnum TA.
You know, I've been analyzing the situation between Nikita Koloff and myself, trying to figure out why week out and week on he comes out here and talks about what he wants to accomplish, about United States Heavyweight Championship, yet they do nothing about it. And I've come to the conclusion that it's all a master plan of Ivan Koloff's, because he realizes that somewhere down the line, his nephew maybe has had a little of the edge taken off of him. When he first came here, he kind of subscribed to the Spartan way of life. He trained in a dungeon, very diligent training, man that stayed to himself. But maybe a little bit of the good life getting into Nikita Koloff. Maybe he's seeing a little bit of a different way of life here in America that he's never seen before. Maybe he's not quite as hungry as Ivan is to see the United States be put down by the USSR. Well, Nikita, regardless of what's going on in your mind, I know that Ivan won't stop until he sees his nephew unhand this from me. Now, you got a press conference going on. Big things, big news, want the whole world to see us signing. Well, that's just fine, too, because we've talked about it just about as long as you can possibly do it. It's time for some action. It's time for all the people out there in the world to see this confrontation. It's time once and for all for United States Heavyweight Champion to meet the Russian Nightmare, meet the challenge that you presented, and watch you go down.
We'll be back right after this time out.
Okay, Harper, you said it before I played it.
Do you think if Magnum hadn't have been crippled, I could see like the whole top of his head being worn down to a nub. Like he'd just be like stop at the eyebrows because the top of his head would have just worn off.
No, it would have looked like Dusty's head.
It just worn away like beach erosion.
It would have looked like Dusty's head. I mean, this is like a month straight, more than that now, where Magnum's head just looks like I don't remember his head looking that bad after the I Quit match.
No.
I mean, it literally looks like somebody took a cordless drill, put the frickin' sander thing on the end of it, and just fucking told him to lay there and just like just across his head. I mean, that's the only way to describe it. That's exactly what it looks like.
Brutal.
Yeah. The content of this was short and to the point. I was good with it all. You know, we got a press conference coming. That's all good and dandy. But it's the belt sander to the forehead was very glaring here, and that was my comment. And that's all. Harper, your only comment on the promo was that.
Well, I got that forehead though, and about this shit.
Say that again.
It's enough talking. They have talked enough about this shit.
Yeah, you got to remember, this is the 80s, though, man. Nothing happens quickly.
Yeah, fuck.
Doc, anything else before I move to the Russians?
I thought it was pretty clumsy myself. what are you trying to say? He came over here, and our slothful, lazy ass ways turned Nikita into a fat piece of shit. He's like smoking and eating 2 buckets of KFC every day and watching the Jeffersons, and Ivan's behind him going, "We must train."
That's true, because he did say,
coming over here, no train.
Coming over here, you got comfy. That's true.
What does that
That's
say about
very
us?
true. Yeah.
So I thought, I mean, here's the thing. Magnum delivers a good promo. He starts slow, then he like winds it up. So like I like his cadence and where he goes. I just thought that the overall content was a little goofy, but it was all right. I mean, eventually they're going to pay this thing off.
Yep, they will. All right, so let's move now. It's Ivan and Nikita. There's a lot going on here. They're going to talk about the 6-man titles, or Shivani's going to mention some stuff about it, and then we got the promo with them kind of responding to Magnum. So here it is.
It has been since the winter of 1984 since the Russians have held on to the World Six-Man Tag Team Trophy until just recently, and now it's the Road Warriors and Dusty Rhodes, new World Six-Man Tag Team Champion.
It's a combination of a plot between this American Dream, Road Warriors, the NWA, and the Jim Crockett promotion, putting us in a situation inside the cage when Crusher Khrushchev's leg was injured. They pulled a fast one over us. But you can just remember this, American Dream, Road Warriors. We got a return match where they got to give it to us. Within 30 days, a return match. And you better enjoy having the World Six-Man Trophy while you can, because we're going to take it away from you. And as far as this Magnum TA, the only reason there's been a delay in signing the contract all this time was to find out whether or not you're a capable enough opponent for nephew Nikita. Well, you showed in the Russian chain matches, you showed against different opponents, even though you lost all the Russian chain matches, that you had the courage, you had the American spirit. You are the #1 American athlete, professional wrestler here in America, because you have the United States title. But we have went on record before as saying that we accept the terms of the contract. So the people will see a match between nephew Nikita and Magnum TA on television. Just as soon as this Magnum TA and Jim Crockett promotion can get together and give us our press conference that we demanded. They are the ones that is holding it up right now.
Wait a minute.
Well, it won't be long.
Wait a minute, Ivan. You have been talking and talking and talking. Maybe it's exactly like what Magnum said. He's not hungry enough. He has the good life. He looks like he's overweight, right? You lost the World Six-Man Tag Team title, right? You can't cut it anymore.
Enough for you.
All you're doing is talking. Just go ahead and wrestle
This
me.
is our
That's
interview.
it.
You're the one that is talking. Nephew Nikita is superior to this Magnum TA. Any day of the year, he can get into that ring any place in the world and defeat this Magnum TA. And Magnum TA and the American people know this. And we are not avoiding him. And nephew Nikita despises Americans. He has not become Americanized one little bit. And you talk about nephew Nikita being out of shape. You just watch nephew Nikita. You are coming up with more lies, and more lies. The truth is, within a matter of weeks before the Great American Bash, 86 comes about, nephew Nikita, the Kremlin, will be the proud possessors of the United States heavyweight title.
He's a Crockett. He's a Mega TA. He's a you talk. Mega TA, you talk about Uncle Lyman. He's all you talk about. You don't worry about Uncle Lyman. Uncle Lyman got a great mind, and he teach Nikita. Now Nikita got a great mind. Mega TA, you worry about the Russian nightmare. You don't worry about Uncle Lyman.
Let's go back to the ring.
Okay, Doc. Everything was good till Nikita started talking.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Okay. You care to explain yourself?
I thought when David Crockett cut off Ivan, somebody should have physically intimidated David Crockett to shut the fuck up and sit down.
I thought to myself, why didn't somebody bow up to him? But yeah,
right.
Well.
They kind of backed off. And I thought Ivan said that Magnum is the best American athlete. Wouldn't that be Ric Flair?
Don't get the don't take it too.
I'm just saying. Look, I like Uncle Ivan too, and the way he's obviously carrying 2 men out there on the mic. This was clunky to me as well, just like Magnum's. I think the problem is that they've played, to Harper's point, they've talked this thing to death. It's time to go.
Okay. Harper, you.
I like the fact when it says the reason why we haven't signed is because I want to make sure that you're a worthy opponent first.
That's a great
To the
idea.
To the champ. To the
Right.
champ. What do you want to bet that press conference ends in fisticuffs? Just like a cake in wrestling. It's going in somebody's face.
Highly likely. Did you hear Shivani mention that they've held the six-man title since 1984? Did you catch that?
The
part at
Russians?
the very beginning of it? Yeah.
Okay.
So that
Who
didn't
did they
sound.
beat?
Well, here's the thing. That didn't sound right. So I looked it up, and the only place I could find anything on it was Wikipedia, and I'm sure Tim Moretti out there is listening, and he'll be able to look it up for me. But so the Russians, according to Wikipedia, had it since July 18th of '84, but they also show that Manny, Sam Houston, and Buzz Tyler had it in July of '85, but they don't show any notes on how they won it or lost it and who they won it or lost it from, or how I'm saying Manny, Houston, and Tyler won it. So and then all of a sudden it transfers back to the Russians at that point, but I don't know. So they had it for according to Wikipedia they did lose it in '85, but there's no real notes on how and when. So I don't know. I mean, even if they would have had it at this point for almost a year, it still would have been big. But it kind of goes to show you, I guess, the six-man title. We thought it was gone by now. We don't remember it lasting this long, but it did, and it's finally changing hands. So I don't know. I thought that was interesting, and there doesn't seem to be good records on the six-man title online, at least that I could find. Now I was taking notes while this was going on too, so I wasn't I didn't do an exhaustive research paper on it. So if somebody out there has more information, just hit me up. But I just found that, wow, they would have had it since '84, so 2 years, but I doubt that. Anyway, all right, we go to the next match. It's Jimmy Garvin versus Lee Peak. Jimmy Garvin wins with a quick brainbuster. Then there's a promo. I don't have the timestamp, but I will tell you this. The only thing that popped me on that was when Jimmy Garvin said he was going to bend over Wahoo. Bad choice of words, Jimmy, but that's just on me. Doc, do you have anything from that promo?
No.
Neither did Harper. All right, we'll keep moving. So then we had a match. It was Nikita Koloff versus Bob Owen. Bob Owen just got destroyed.
Bruh, he got his stuff in.
What stuff?
In the beginning, when he jumped on him.
Bob Owens?
Yeah.
I said Bob Owens got some offense in here. He's fired up.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about when Nikita hit him with the sickle. God.
Oh, yeah. Well, it was over.
That's later, dude. That's
okay.
New shit. We're talking about old shit.
Okay. Okay. We're all talking about old shit here. I mean, this is kind of old shit. Okay. Any other thoughts from that match, Doc?
No. I told you what I thought.
Okay. Harper, what about you?
No, just your boy jumped on him, and then that was the end of it.
Yeah, it was on from there. After that match, Nikita wins. They give a Great American Bash plug for the Vet in Philly. Remember, the Vet did 10,900, I think. So
10,000 of the stupidest, sorriest people in the history of this sorry
Doc.
country.
Fuck Philly.
For real.
Y'all don't mean that.
That was a shitty ass stadium too, for real.
Hey,
the Vet. Now, you won't get an argument from me. The Vet was a fucking dump.
Yeah.
We need to move Philadelphia over to the West Coast for a target practice for North Korea.
Oh,
that's nice.
God,
work on this city first.
God damn. Fuck,
what?
Doc.
I'd say to shoot it at just the ghetto part of Philadelphia, but that's the whole goddamn thing. So what's the difference?
They need to shoot it at your house and just spare the rest of us around the area that we live in.
I didn't do anything to the North Koreans.
This is not a political show. Moving right along.
And I didn't boo Santa Claus, so I don't deserve any of this.
That was real classy, booing Santa Claus. That was classy of him. Let's move along. So after the Great American Bash Plug, we got Wahoo McDaniel versus Butch Cooper. Snooze Fest. This was terrible. Wahoo wins.
That guy sucked, dude.
That
guy was garbage.
But the good point is that he paid for it in the process because those slaps were stiff.
God.
Jesus Christ.
Who wears brown gear, bruh? Who wears brown fucking gear?
That guy did.
Fucking. That guy.
How much would it cost you at 43 to take a Wahoo slap, Mike?
Minimum $200. Just one? I want 200.
You get in a match. You're in a match with him, so you don't know what's going to happen. Once he starts calling shit, he might get slapped.
No. You said how much to take a chop, so that's me sitting in the back, and here's my chest. Wahoo, go ahead, $200. Now, you at 41 years old, you want me to have a match with him, where he's going to deliver a few of those? I'm billing him by the chop, brother. Fuck that. Wow, God, he would pop. Dude, it's like his hand just thuds. Like, Rick's got that. When Rick chops you, it's that, like firecracker type.
Yeah.
Wahoo's is just like pop, and it just goes into you.
It sinks into your chest, and he has to pull it out like it sticks in there.
Yeah, like a cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Now
if you go to the beach and bury your hand in sand and then try to pull it out.
That's Wahoo. Here's the thing: how much would you pay to see Wahoo chop Tim Horner?
Dude. That would be awesome.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for Kevin Sullivan to get that spike out on him.
Amen.
That'll work enough for me.
Okay, we'll keep moving. So we got a promo now. After the Wahoo match where Wahoo wins, it's JJ and Tully Blanchard. Here it is.
Okay, fans, back with World Championship Wrestling. Tully Blanchard Enterprises, the National Heavyweight Champion Tully Blanchard and James J. Dillon.
Well, I want to put everything in its proper perspective. This thing with Garvin, I think, has totally gotten out of hand. Ronnie Garvin said he had an injured hand, come out here week after week with just gobs of tape and who knows what hidden underneath the wrappings of the tape, knocking people silly. Hit Mr. Blanchard every opportunity that he had in a very feeble, desperate attempt to try and take the national heavyweight title. Well, everything failed. And I only took as much as I could, then I went to Geigel and said, look, let's produce an x-ray. His hand's broken, and let's get him out of the ring till it heals, or let's get the tape off the hand and have him out there competing on the same level with everybody else. So finally somebody saw a little daylight, made him take the tape off, and it made it a little bit rough for Mr. Garvin because he couldn't push his way around. Now he's changed gears, realizing that he's got to try something else to try and take the national title. So now he's saying, okay, you can tape your fist so I can tape my fist. Well, Mr. Blanchard throws a good punch. He doesn't need to tape his hand. He doesn't need the aid. The fact is he's a national champion. It says wrestling on the belt, and that's what he is. He's a classic wrestler, and as far as I'm concerned, there's nobody here, including Mr. Garvin, that can put his shoulders down for the 3 count. So let's stop the talk about taping fists because, frankly, I don't want to subject Mr. Blanchard to that type of a match where he could suffer a serious injury. As it is, he's finding it very difficult to talk today because he's already been punched in the throat by Ronnie Garvin a couple times, and it's affected his vocal cords. This man's a very popular individual. He should be able to stand out here and say what he wants without the hindrance of having to suffer at the hands of Mr. Garvin.
JJ, he can't talk. He's been punched in his vocal cords. Oh, my God. Doc, your thoughts.
You know what that's code for on a Saturday morning? Tully here got so drunk that if he opens his mouth, he's going to throw up. So I'm going to handle this.
Yeah, it's on me. I got this, guys. Wow. Anything else, Doc, for you on that one?
Not as good as last week, for sure.
Yeah, it's not as good. It was pretty laid back. I mean, he kind of repeated some things about it, wrestling champ, not face.
They can't all be home runs.
Yeah, I agree. Harper, what about you?
Yeah, last week was was definitely better, but I mean, it's a shitty promo here. It's still a good promo,
Right.
It's like sex. There is no bad sex. I mean, bad sex is better than fucking no sex. So
Bad
I'll
sex is
take
better than using your hand, right?
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
See?
Some way to
Doc
put it.
knows.
What?
He's not commenting. He's like being quiet. Next matchup after this is the Rock and Roll Express versus the Mulkeys. Rock and Roll Express win when Morton uses a backslide. I was disappointed here because there was no Mulkey splat this week. Doc, what about you?
Well, who's gonna splat him? It's the Rock and Roll. I like poor babyface Mulkeys much better because
Yeah.
the potential for destruction is so much more.
God,
Yeah.
those guys are white, huh? Fuck.
Those guys
Saying
are
anything.
Those guys are transparent. They're
Yeah,
transparent.
they're like albinos. Remember that movie Powder?
Yes.
That's what they look like.
Not
Fuck.
that white. God. I do remember that movie.
Really?
Sucked.
Yeah, I remember that
Wow.
movie. It was
Look
not a
at
good
you.
movie.
It was
Oh.
fucking garbage.
It
Who
really
cares?
was.
Who cares? You saw a movie one time and it wasn't Boys in the Hood.
That's right. Next match is Shaska Watley versus Dave Dillinger. Shaska is spitting on Dillinger during the match.
Okay, I've got a note on that.
They scared me. Go ahead.
You guys have been in a ring before. What are your thoughts on getting spit on to service an angle?
Say that again, Harper.
Wait.
Damn, he's modulated. I don't know what he's saying.
I said go with it.
Go with
So
it.
you,
Yeah, I
so
agree.
you don't mind?
Yeah.
Y'all don't mind getting spat upon?
I spit on Steve Anthony.
I didn't say. Do you mind spitting on somebody? I said, do you mind getting spat on?
I wouldn't prefer it, but I was at an indie show one time where a white guy was wrestling a black guy.
Oh
And-
God.
And the white guy, they were on the floor, and he was wearing out this dude. The white guy was laying some chairs in, and the white guy was just getting some heat, and he's like, "Bow down to your master," and then he spit on him.
No.
God damn.
It was savage back in the 90s, dude.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
was like '96, man.
You had
He
that
told
going
him-
on, and you were out there calling everybody the N-word? Jesus Christ.
Was this in Louisiana?
No, this was in Alabama, I believe.
Even better.
Sounds about.
Man,
Was it
Yeah.
Was it Dick Saban wrestling?
no. Long before Saban. So, yeah. Anything else from that match, though, Doc?
No.
Yeah, me either.
I don't really care about the
no.
match.
Shaska.
Dance.
Say that again, Hawk.
I just wanted to see him dance.
Me too. That's when Shaska's funny. But Shaska wins. Kind of scared me a little with the suplex off the second rope, man. He almost didn't get the guy over. It was like the guy was just dead weight or something.
Yeah,
But-
I think he sandbagged him.
He did, man. He just, I mean, if Shaska doesn't put everything into it, that guy's dead. So he actually did the dude a favor, in my opinion, but whatever. After that match is the Road Warriors, and they cut a promo, and hopefully it doesn't freeze up. Here it is.
2/3 of them, the Road Warriors, of course, teaming up with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, to take home the trophy. Congratulations.
Indeed, Tony, it was a great night in Baltimore, Maryland, as the Legion of Doom did just what they said they were going to do. With Dusty Rhodes, we faced the Russians in a cage, and we won the titles, and we're darn happy about it, Tony. I've been talking with Dusty's lawyer, Henry Gonzalez, in Tampa, Florida, and we're going to defend this title within 30 days. We're very proud of this, Tony. And as everybody can see, necessity was the mother of invention. And with Dusty Rhodes and the Legion of Doom, well, look,
Baby Doll is out here with us.
Listen, I hate to interrupt your precious interview time. I know that it's very, very expensive to you. But I just want to thank you guys. I swear I have been to a lot of parties in my time, but the victory party you threw for us in Baltimore was totally awesome. I mean, I have been to some parties, and you guys just blew the lid off of all of them. Thank you. I'll advise you of one thing. Remember this picture. It could be your doomsday. And also, Dusty Rhodes has named June Kiss the Road Warrior Month. So, girls, they're all yours.
That's right, Jimmy Cornette. Like the lady said, take a look, because you'll never forget it. We're the World Six-Man Champions now. Next on our list are to become the Tag Team Champions of the World. And Ric Flair, since it's Kiss Road Warrior Month, my brother Hawk has somebody like you to kiss.
I wish I could tell the people what it is, but TV don't permit me. Ric Flair, in a short time, you're gonna find out how hell-bent and twisted I really am. You're out here, all you're concerned about is girls, girls, and more girls. Well, the only reason you get any girls in any town you go to is because there's a man shortage in every town you go to. And the second reason is, I'm gonna let the people in on a little secret. Another reason you're chasing girls is because your boyfriend Brucey kicked you out of the commune. Dusty Rhodes and the Road Warriors are street people. That's why we won that six-man trophy right here, because we've been on the streets all our life, and we know what it's all about. Tough people come to the streets. Tell that to the Russians. They ought to know what I'm talking about. Now listen up here, Flair. Philadelphia is where we're going to end it all. And another little trophy for the Road Warriors. The championship belt. That's what we want. We want it all, and we'll have it all. Tell them.
We'll be back right after this timeout.
Jesus Christ. Doc, go ahead.
So who do you think throws a better party? The Road Warrior six-man tag championship celebration party, or a Tracy Smothers beat the champ best party the South has ever seen party?
Tracy Smothers, probably.
Me too. That's what I thought. I thought, man, I want to go to Tracy Smothers' party. He's going to have a new trailer, a new motorcycle, a new tractor, and the best party. I bet all those three vehicles will be at that party. And every rat in an 8-county radius.
So we're not going to talk about what Hawk said right here?
Well, I don't understand the man shortage in every town they go to. That seems a little odd.
Not just that. I mean, damn, he made it sound like... I'm not even going to speculate. Harper, what are your thoughts on this?
I tell you, we all know that Baby Doll's big, but you don't realize how big she is when she's standing by the fucking Road Warriors and she can basically look them dead in their fucking eye. Jesus Christ.
She had heels on too, but she's a tall girl.
She was big though, because like when she was in Dallas and she was Nicola Roberts, because I remember that watching World Class. I mean, it was kind of unbelievable that she was going to get into scraps with the other girls in the promotion, because it was like, Jesus Christ, she'll kill them.
Yeah. I mean, like, she's not like, I guess today, like, and she wasn't this big, but like Nia Jax is really a bigger female by comparison to the rest of the women. I mean, Baby Doll was kind of the same way. If you'd have stuck Baby Doll next to Precious, I mean, she would have just dwarfed her. And it wasn't like she was fat. She just was
she was just a big woman.
Yeah, she was tall and solid. And you're right. She's standing next to Hawk and Animal. And I mean,
I'm sure that's how women may go to tell your wife, you're really solid.
Look, women. Oh, God. I tell my wife that. What the fuck are you saying? Okay. And then, I mean, I'll say it. Hawk starts talking about he can't talk about what he's going to do to Rick because they're on TV. And I'm like, they make this sexual insinuation. Like, fuck. Where is he going with this? And they just, I know I'm not the only one that caught that, though. Okay. Anything else, Doc?
No, I'm good.
All right. You, Harper?
No, man, I'm cool.
All right, here we go. Time for Rick. It sounds like Harper's in the bathroom getting ready to. Harper, make sure you hit the mute button. We don't want a repeat of.
God, it sounds like his prostate's all swollen up and he's struggling too.
Y'all sound like Transformers.
See, he's having the same problem we're having with him, Doc.
Yeah.
Where he's sounding modulated to us sometimes. Okay, let's play the promo here.
We have an irate Jim Cornette, right? What's the matter, Jim? This guy's been insulting me all day, and I can't stand him. Shut up, you idiots! They got in here for free, but we ought to pay them to leave. Let me tell you something. First of all, I'm upset about several things. Everybody heard, I'm sure you heard, Tony. Baby Doll came out here last week. Baby Doll wants to get in the ring with me, okay? Can you believe that? Baby Doll, I've told you before, the ring is no place for a woman. Now, what you better do is you better think about what's going on, because I'll admit, you're a big girl, Baby Doll, but the plain fact of the matter is, just like there's no team in wrestling that can beat the Midnight Express, there ain't no woman in the world that can beat a man at a wrestling match. I don't care who it is. I don't care what the circumstances. The Great American Bash this summer, she wants to get in one of those 70,000-seat stadiums and embarrass me, she said. Well, let me tell you something. Speaking about embarrassment, I'm the master of humiliation, darling. If you mess with me, you might not only get humiliated, you might get hurt. Now, Dusty Rhodes and Magnum TA, or should I say the James boys, think they're outlaws from 1870. Well, I hope you're listening, and I hope you realize what the word bounty means, Dusty and Magnum, because that's exactly what it's come down to. My mama has sent me a $50,000 check. That all I got to do, $50,000, you never even seen that much money in print, much less in person. And all I got to do is give it over to Bobby and Dennis, and all they got to do to cash it is take the mask off the James boys, prove that it's Dusty and Magnum, and then they'll get fined, they'll get suspended, and they'll be out of my hair once and for all, and everybody will know that the greatest team in wrestling is Loverboy Dennis and beautiful Bobby, the Midnight Express.
Ugh, that music. I like bounties in wrestling, Doc. What do you think?
I always like bounties. Those can get collected, and money helps drive personal issues. My note leading into this is I can't explain to you on a weekly basis how much that goddamn Midnight Express music just fucking pisses me off. God damn, it's terrible.
Somebody messaged me saying it wasn't that bad. I don't remember who it was. But,
I don't know. They said dur.
No.
That bad. The Midnight Express music was awesome. The Midnight Express music, and maybe this needs to be a top 5. The Midnight Express may have the best entrance music in the history of wrestling.
Nah, I'm not going there.
Well, you wouldn't, because you're not too smart.
Nah, I would have to go JYD. Another One Bites the Dust.
God.
Okay, go ahead and say something racist, asshole. Go ahead. I know that's what's coming out you. I know. I already know. A black man uses a white band's music, and it's a problem. Go ahead. I want you to explain your way out of that one.
I just love you listening to Queen.
Well, it's the only song I probably know from them, but
right.
Yeah, I just need to hit on there. Yeah. Harper, anything from you? All right, Harper, you got cut off there, but Cornette was talking about bounties in wrestling, and Doc was going off on a tangent about the best entrance music of all time, saying the Midnight Express. I said JYD's music was good. Another One Bites the Dust, but that was just my opinion. Harper can't give his assessment of it unless he's got good notes on the promo. Did you have any good notes on that promo, Harper, or no? The one with Cornette after the Road Warriors?
Yeah, when he says it was free to y'all to get in here. We should pay to get y'all to leave. That shit was funny.
Yeah, I like that. Well, I tell you what, here's what we're going to do. That was good. I do have a quick soundbite of Cornette, like right after he introduced the Midnight Express, and he's still insulting Baby Doll. And it's really short. It's barely 30 seconds. It's during the match. Let me play that for y'all real quick, because I thought this was good.
And Tony, we are masters of surprise. And one more thing, Baby Doll, you know what her problem is? She is jealous. She's jealous because she's not a man. That's exactly what her problem is. She wants to put herself in a man's place. She has to go out and get married and have a couple of kids. I'm sure there's some poor soul out there that would have her. And Baby
baby doll having kids, that conjures up an interesting thought. I wonder what the gestation period is for the bull moose.
That's great.
Now, I let it play for about 8 seconds after Cornette said that. Shivani never said a word. Like, he didn't know how to respond to that. Almost like, fuck, Jim, you might have went too far just now. That was kind of rough, was it not, Doc? I mean, that was a hell of a heel statement there.
Yeah, it was. Reason number 2 why I'm not wanting to get into a battle of wits with Jim Cornette, Bobby Heenan, Arn Anderson, or Dusty Rhodes.
Well, I mean, he said the standard, like, insult of, she needs to go ahead and have her some kids, and, she basically, the line, women's places in the kitchen.
Well, the clock is ticking on that uterus, pal.
Well, but that wasn't the thing that got me there, because that was like standard insult to a woman at the time. It was when he fucking went off about, I wonder what the gestation period is for that bull moose. That's like, holy shit, did he just really say that? That's the part that got me. But Harper, your thoughts on it?
That shit was great.
That was funny, man.
That shit was awesome.
I mean, we had a match here. Midnight Express obviously get the win, but that line right there got me. When he said that about the gestation period, I was like, oh, damn. Yeah, that was good. Okay, next match is Road Warriors versus Paul Garner and Larry Clark. And you know what's funny about this is Clark and Garner have wrestled the Warriors plenty of times on Saturday night, but yet they're just waiting in the ring leisurely before the match as they wait for the Warriors to come in the ring and just beat the dog shit out of them.
Nobody ever takes a defensive posture.
No,
right.
They're just like, pound the clock in, take it.
Man, I'd be out there with like a fucking Captain America shield or some shit. Or a police, like the shield that they have at the riot police and shit.
No, seriously, am I the only one that was thinking that? Like,
and then the guy
at the very least, I'd come out with a can of off and try to spray some shit at him or something. God,
can of mace or something. Shit.
And then when your boy tagged him in, he had zero desire to get to the ring.
None. And how the flying piss. I mean, shit, did the building tip over on its side and Steven Regal fall on Hawk for the win? How did Regal and Garvin beat the Road Warriors?
No clue. It's just, this match is like, it's just ridiculous.
I guarantee you that at some point to pin either Hawk or Animal, Garvin and Regal had to lay on each other to lay on whichever Road Warrior took the pin.
Seriously.
Both of them.
Serious.
Yeah.
Serious question. Harper, how many times, I mean, and I know it's a lot. I mean, can you count on one hand how many times Garner and Clark have faced the Warriors? Since we started doing the Saturday Night reviews. It's been a bunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they'll be used to this shit by now.
Right. Well, it's Doc, same with you. More than 4 or 5 times at least, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like playing the Golden State Warriors. Okay, guys, we got to get back on defense. They like to run.
And you're walking down the court.
Right.
These dude, they're just standing in there like right before the match, just like, oh, okay, yeah,
Okay, here we go.
I'm like, what are you doing, assholes? How many times are these? I mean, are you fucking stupid? Like, I mean, we're making fun of them. Obviously, it's
almost like they're like kids that are getting punished, and they know it's coming, like the whipping, and they just stand there and just take it because there's nothing they can do about it.
$20.
Here's the funny part about that. All 3 of us have the same thought.
Just that music hits, and even though it's not Black Sabbath, I'm like, shit, these I'm scared for the guys. I'm like, shit, they just unleashed their shackles in the back. I can feel it. I'm like, run, jobbers, run. Get the hell out of there. Do something. You gotta go. Here they come.
And they're just standing there like they're in line at Subway about to get their sandwich or something.
Man, it's like the black guy. It's like the black guy in a horror movie. You're like, man, you're going first, pal. Sorry.
Shit. Okay, let's move on. Well, we got a promo now with Magnum, Baby Doll, and Dusty. Here it is. If you didn't know, the Road Warriors did win, but here's the promo.
And we're back at ringside. Baby Doll, Magnum TA, the U.S. Heavyweight Champion, and congratulations to Dusty Rhodes, now part of the World Six-Man Tag Team Champions. Here with us, our World Championship Wrestler.
You know, it seems Jim Cornette has already talked himself into a battle that he can't win. So he's got this bounty out on the James boys. He can't even figure out what to do with them, much less thinking about any amount of money being able to buy some men that can take the mask off them. It can't be done. So you got to worry about the James boys trying to take off the rest of your neck. And then you got to worry about America's team, American Team, Dusty Rhodes, and Magnum TA. They want to get hold of those World Tag Team titles. We got a lady here that's a whole lot of inspiration, and we got a whole lot of surprises in store for you.
Dusty's over here kissing all the girls.
Yeah, you know what? 37 million homes this television goes into. There's 3 people in each home. That comes to 2,800 million people throughout this country. Everybody should be excited about this thing. You know what I mean? People come out here talking on television. They come out here half-cocked. Some of them ain't dressed right. They come out and they hem all around about what's going on. Well, I don't hem all around about what's going on, J.J. Dillon. I don't hem all around, Tony Blanchard, about what's going on. For 9 years, I've been standing out here, the best that walked on this place anywhere. Ric Flair, limousines, whatever it is, you can talk about whoever you want to talk about. The main thing is you got to deal with me. That don't matter what else you do. When it all boils down, you got to deal with me, Jack. And until you do, you can talk all you want. Them clothes, when you're naked, it's like a woman. You stat them on the head, they all look the same, Jack. Now, dear, let me say something to my brothers. Brother Hulk, Brother Animal, and Brother Paul. We grew up on the streets. We came from the streets. And the money we're making is street money, Jack. And my brothers, I'm proud to be the littlest warrior of them all. And the thing is, baby doll, I know one thing for sure. That when Magnum TA and Dusty Rhodes want the World Tag Team titles, Jim Cornette, you can bet all your mama's money that it's going to happen, right, honey?
That's right. Jimmy Cornette, why don't you take another look at this picture? Because this may be your nightmare, because you can say what you want to. This is the end.
And hey, and for one thing for Ric Flair, who is so bad, you know, whoa, yeah!
We're coming right back. Don't go away.
He popped Dusty when he said that line about Baby Doll, about standing them on their head and they'll all be the same. Baby Doll couldn't handle it. She looked down. She was laughing. I'll throw it to you first, Doc. Go ahead.
So was that Dusty's way of saying they're all pink on the inside?
Man, so ridiculous.
Wow.
That whole that promo was so fucking ridiculous. It's not funny.
It was, because I was like, wait a minute. 37 million times 3. And I was
right.
Like, carry the 1. Wait a minute. I don't think he's right about that.
I knew you were going to say something about that part. He can't do math. And then he's out there fucking with the bras in the audience.
Yeah.
He's pitching woo
but
on
then,
the
you know,
job.
something he said, and I wonder if this was a message to the boys in the back. This is serious business shit. There's people watching this shit. I take it serious, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Harper, go ahead. We've been talking, man. Your turn.
And when he says, "Look, man, you could talk all this shit about all the crap you have, but you got, but I'm the God. What did he say? I'm the man standing in front of you that you got to deal with."
Yeah, something like yeah.
Yeah, I like that fucking line.
He can't do math though.
Jesus.
Did y'all notice him pop Baby Doll though when he said that about?
Oh yeah.
She couldn't. And
Magnum.
Magnum. Yeah, Magnum held it together, but even he was like, "Oh God, that line got me." This pro Dusty crowd too, man. They weren't giving Dusty the blues on this one. That was for damn sure. Okay, so after that is Ronnie Garvin versus Thunderfoot. It's about a 6-minute match. J.J. Dillon joins commentary. For those who don't know, this is Joel Deaton under a mask, or at least I believe it is. I felt like Garvin was not as brutal, but then again, the slaps and chops don't sound as good coming off of material, since Thunderfoot is clothed head to toe. Although Garvin did tie him up a few times, but it didn't look as bad. Harper, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, he didn't beat the shit out of Thunderfoot too bad.
Nah, he didn't. He really didn't.
His hand was not taped.
Good observation. Doc, you?
Man, Thunderfoot was green.
Joe, but he still didn't. I didn't find that he whooped him up as bad as he's done some of the people before.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Okay. After that, we got a match between Rick and we have Rick and Arn tagging against Italian Stallion and Rocky Cornetto. Match was about 6 minutes long. I don't have many notes other than Rick puts the figure 4 on Italian Stallion and Rick and Arn win. Doc, your thoughts before I go to Rick and Arn calling out the rock and roll.
I just remember you two slobs telling me a long time ago when I said that Rick had the best finisher in the history of the business. He never won matches with that shit.
Well, we probably shouldn't have said never. We probably should have said most of the time.
I think you both owe me a big apology and perhaps a hooker.
I'm sorry. All right.
Thanks, Harper. I appreciate that. You're a bigger man than Mike will ever be about that.
You can eat a fat one.
Wow.
See, there you go. That's the kind of shit we get around here.
Let's hear what Rick and Arn have to say and calling out the rock and roll after they won.
Arn Anderson, there he is, and Ric Flair, they're calling for the Rock and Roll Express to come out here.
Hey, how about the rock and roll checking some of this out, huh?
Just calling for the Rock and Roll Express to come out, and here they come! Mickey Boy and Robert Gibson! Hey, wait a second. They stay! We got to go to a break.
Come on, Tony, no, we can't go to a break!
I'm sorry. Let's
Mickey
take this time out. We'll be right back.
They have him, Arn Anderson!
What happened?
Well, this was funny because Crockett didn't want to go to break. He's like, no, Tony, we can't go to break. No. Well, what happened was Gibson is out when they come back. Apparently, Tully came out with JJ to gang up on the rock and roll. That's what they say when they do come back. But Doc, your thoughts on, I guess, the promo portion and what went down when they finally came back.
Rock and roll is always getting fucking outnumbered, whether it's Smoky Mountain or NWA. Those motherfuckers can't count. They need to get some friends.
Yeah, they need some fucking BFFs, man. Fuck.
Yeah. They need a
Rick
squad.
and Robert do get ganged up on often, it seems. Okay. Any other thoughts from the promo portion of it, though, Doc?
Nah.
Harper, you?
Yeah.
All right. Next match is Barbarian versus Ron Rossi. Crockett and Shivani are still yapping about the rock and roll being ganged up on. Shaska is on commentary. I don't have timestamps, but go back and watch this. It's kind of comical, although he doesn't say anything off the wall. Then again, he did call the guy that Barbarian was wrestling King of the Hillbillies. And for those who've asked, Tijo Khan is back. Doc, any thoughts on this match?
Not really, no.
Me either. Harper, you?
No, I was just thinking, oh, look, the Singapore white guy's back.
The Singapore white dude. No kidding. After that is the Steve Regal promo. I don't have much.
That guy's a shitty heel, bro. God damn.
You know who he reminded me of?
Who's that?
Don't say it.
Yep.
Don't say it.
Yep.
Who?
There's something in there that reminded me of Tim Horner.
It's the mullet.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have to go back and watch it.
Not near as bad or anything or as offensive, and he probably won't be around long enough to garner
our
belly,
chickens.
our belly fire. But I was watching that going, who does this remind me of? Oh, shit.
That's a hell of an insult, Doc.
Well, it's true.
See?
After Steve Regal promos, we got a match. It's Baron Von Raschke versus Rocky King. At the beginning of the match, they show some hillbilly in the crowd that either hasn't slept in 8 years or he popped on some fucking kush. I guess you had the same note, Hopper.
Jesus.
Where were they running this? The goddamn Smoky Mountains? Jesus Christ.
First of all, why would you put the camera on this guy when you have a history of putting the camera on these attractive young women?
Right.
And then you're like, nah, bro. The fucking redneck guy that's a mouth breather. Put the camera on him. That looks great. That's a good image for us.
The Major League of Professional Wrestling.
Yeah.
Southern Wrestling. God, that guy looked like he hadn't slept in 8 years and just smoked a fucking healthy bowl. Oh, my goodness. Yes. Oh, boy. Baron wins the match. It's a long one, too. After Paul Jones gave Baron a black glove to use when he put the claw on, because just a bare hand with a claw wasn't enough. But no clue what that was about at this time. I'm just going to keep it moving because we got an Arn promo. Okay, go ahead.
I thought this was a really bad match. I thought the wrong guy won. I thought Baron looked really slow and really old. And you're telling me he's got to use a gimmick to beat Rocky King. This was a dud. I didn't like it. I was actually a little bit mad about all this.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about Rocky King before too, man. We think he should have got a better shake at things because he definitely had the talent. Well, unfortunately, maybe maybe that was it. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, so Arn comes out in Arn and Rick, I should say. So here it is.
We all stood right here and saw what happened to Robert Gibson. He was carried off, obviously with a serious injury, and two men, Arn Anderson and the world champion Ric Flair, very happy about it.
Tony Schiavone, what you just witnessed is Robert Gibson getting in bed with the big dogs. You understand what I'm saying? It's real easy to come out here and pick your opponents, Gibson. If you want to get in bed with the four horsemen, then you got to pay the fiddler. Now, Dusty Rhodes, I want to hit you real hard right now because the bashes are coming up. And you're talking about coming out here and standing women on their head. You're talking about being the dealer. Well, all through tradition, Dusty Rhodes, in order to be the dealer, you got to hold the cards. And as you see, here are the cards, along with Tully Blanchard and the Midnight Express. So you want to be the dealer, Rhodes? Forget about being tough on a local level. Come get the big dogs.
That's right. Boy, Dusty Rhodes is the toughest guy in studio wrestling I've ever seen in my life. You come out here, Big Dust, and tell him how bad you are, that I got to deal with you. Well, this is the dealer. This is the dealer. And it's mine. And little bitty Ricky Morton knows it. And Gibson knows it. Ha, ha, ha. That's right. A lot of guys try to walk the line. And you know what? They get their butt beat. Because when you go to bed with the big boys, you're going to feel some pain in the morning. You understand? Now, Road Warrior Hawk, let me tell you something, buddy. I've walked over better men than you to sidestep a good-looking gal on the way to the restroom. What you don't like about me is that I'm rich. I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. You know where you were born? In the gutter. You're trash. You grew up lifting weights while I was whining and dining. Ooh, beautiful women. And let me tell you something, buddy. Listen real close. You are Chicago gutter trash. I am affluent society. We are the world champions. And Hawk, when I see you in Philadelphia, at the 30-minute mark when you're going, please, Nature Boy, finish me off. I can't lift these big arms. Ah, and then in the words of the great one, what's causing all this? Woo!
We'll be back right after this.
I'm going to say something and I'm going to throw it to y'all. There's Cool Rick. There's I'm going to bang some broads Rick. And then there's Psycho Promo Rick.
Yeah.
This was Psycho Promo Rick right there. Yeah, buddy. Harper, go ahead.
I love his line, man. if you want to be the dealer, you have to hold the cards, and this is the fucking cards.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's great.
You should use that. I mean, nobody's gonna remember it, man. It's 30 years ago.
I mean, no one has.
And right after you say that, then you ether somebody.
Yeah, use a combination. That was a good line. That really
was.
Doc, you?
I love Psycho Rick because it only at that point do you get lines like, "If you go to bed with us, you're gonna wake up with a sore booty." Why's my booty hole hurt? You went to bed with the 4 Horsemen. I mean, that's what he said basically. But Jesus Christ, he was on it, man. When he called Dusty the best wrestler in the history of studio wrestling, I came unglued.
That was so awesome, and that's not like a memorable promo that everybody goes, remember that time when Rick said? But it's great.
And not only is he lost his mind in calling out the Road Warriors, man, he's saying, you ain't got no stamina either, pal. I'm going to get out there and show you what it's about.
He popped Shivani when he said Hawk would be blown up at 30 minutes. Shivani is behind him like, this motherfucker's nuts.
Right.
Then he ends it with, you'll be blown up at 30 minutes, and then screaming, what's causing all this? It was so hilarious. Okay, oh God, that was a good one. We got one more. Actually, there's another one at the end with Jimmy Valiant as high as giraffe snatch. But we got a Cornette one. I actually, I want to ask your opinion before I play it, Doc. What did you think about it?
I don't remember it.
Me either.
I watched this shit almost a week ago, pal.
It was not your typical great corny promo. And he actually I'm not gonna play it because it was okay. It wasn't bad. It just was kind of average. Harper, did you have any notes on it?
It was average. He just kind of talked about they went to San Antonio to the cows and with the rodeo cows and all. Yeah.
It wasn't anything like out of the it wasn't a grand slam, and Corny it was a single, and Corny usually hits a home run, it seems. So all right. So after that is Jimmy Valiant versus Gene Ligon, and I really this is one time I'll tell you I wish they would have went off air with Arn and Rick.
Yep.
You ain't lying. I was like, why is this happening now? This should be like the opening match.
Although it felt like to me that in the back one last Saturday morning, Magnum TA told Jimmy Valiant, the secret is to get in there and pin him real quick so you can get done.
How old was he back then?
Not much older than you.
No way.
He wasn't. Yeah, he was. What was he like? 44 at this time?
You keep talking about stuff, and I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Let's be a team here.
Jimmy Valiant versus Gene Ligon. No kids out to meet Boogie. I mean, there was kids, but nothing like last week where they swarmed on like a bunch of bees. Boogie wins in ease in under 2 minutes. What were you about to say, Hopper?
God.
Because he has those pants pulled all the way up
to his titties,
and it just looks like just some like the old man you see sitting on a porch.
He really does. He's 44 right there, I think.
Damn.
No, he's 43.
God damn.
Right there, he is about 3 or 4 months older than I am right now.
What the fuck?
Now, how many? Let's be real for a minute here,
dude.
Mike.
He looks like he's 58 right there.
How many years older than me does he look for real?
He looks like he's easily 58.
He looks, so that would make him look like he's 15 years older than me. Now, I look good. Let's don't get that twisted. And he doesn't. So that's gonna make the gap a little bit bigger.
You look good, huh? Let me take some fucking pills, man. I'm gonna fucking off myself just hearing that lie. Go ahead.
Don't do the Von Erich thing now, pal. I don't look 43. Now, I don't look 33 either, but I don't look all of 43. He looks all of 53 minimum.
You're being generous. He looks at least 55. I said 58, but 55.
Yeah,
he looks old, bro. He looks real old.
He makes me feel good about being 43, too.
Man, Boogie looks whole. So Boogie wins in 2 minutes, and then he cuts a promo where he is just high.
We need to have that at the BTT Christmas party this year.
Whatever he had, I agree.
Right.
I've been on a big Breaking Bad kick. I finally found that series a couple weeks back, and I watch it when I do my cardio sessions, and man, that dude is on that Breaking Bad crystal meth right here. So,
welcome to 2012, pal.
Yeah, huh?
This is a good series, man. Did you hear? I'm not gonna play it, but did you hear when Boogie said? He told Paul Jones, "If you were dying of thirst in the desert, I wouldn't come by and spit in your mouth."
Yeah.
Why are we spitting it on people?
Wow. Wow. So that was the episode. I'm gonna give out the Rolex right now. Rick is getting a Rolex. For his promo. That was beautiful. Even though the World Warriors were in the running with their promo, but Rick's getting it. Doc, who's getting a Rolex from you?
See, I thought Dusty was in the running until Rick became, Rick was like, look, wait a minute. I can't lose this.
Yeah, I could see
Rick
that
was like,
too.
look, I can't lose this Rolex. I need another one. And he went out there and won it because Jesus Christ.
So you gave yours to Rick too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Rick gets it.
All right, so clean sweep. Rick's got another Rolex.
He's got it going up and down his arm.
Yeah. Yeah. What about ratings?
He gets one for every inch of bow they took out of him this year.
Wow.
That's nice.
That's classy. Who gets what about rating it, Doc? Who you giving it to? I mean, what's the rating of this one?
I liked it better when it was an hour, so the extra 25 minutes kind of made me mad. I also felt like a couple of the guys that I usually count on for good, strong promos were just a little bit off. We talked about Corny, we talked about Magnum, we talked about Ivan. But at the end of the day, you had the world champion wrestler. He gave 2 promos. Give me a B.
Wow, I'm going an A on it.
An A? Nah, fuck that.
Yeah, well, Rick did a promo at the beginning. He had that good one at the end. I gave it an A. Just plus you had you forgetting about Cornette insulting Baby Doll with the Moose statement in the gestation period. You're forgetting about Hawk with his shit and his promo, and then you got Magnum and Baby Doll and Dusty during their promo, and I mean, yeah, I'm giving it an A. I mean, there was 4 solid promos in there, real solid ones.
Lost your mind.
Yeah.
Harper, you?
A B.
Yeah.
Okay.
A B.
Those pills must have kicked in quick.
I know, huh?
They did, man. I needed them.
Would you get the Xbox special?
That's nice.
That's nice. Come on, man. You can't. I tell you what, you cannot get
allegedly, and in the 90s. How about that?
Allegedly,
and in the 90s, he's cleaned up his act.